Hello and welcome. You're watching the Super Saturday Debate with me, Atul. We are today talking about the Ranya Rao gold smuggling controversy, and with every passing day, the case is taking a fresh turn altogether. This time around, there is a letter that has been written by Ranya Rao. This letter was, in fact, written on March 3rd, which was March 6th, I beg your pardon. This was just 3 days after her arrest, and this letter has been addressed to the additional director of the DRI. And in that letter, she's claimed that she was slapped, she was starved and forced to sign blank papers, and contradicting her earlier statement with all this. She's claiming custodial torture. A viral custody photo has also fueled public speculation. Rao, who's a Kannada actress, was caught, remember, at Bengaluru's Kempegowda airport with 14.2 kilograms of gold worth 12.5 crore rupees. The DRI alleges that she misused her ties as the stepdaughter of Karnataka DGP K. Ramchandra Rao to bypass security. A special court denied her bail, citing national security concerns and her 27 Dubai trips since January. Meanwhile, DGP Rao, we are told, has been sent on compulsory leave as he faces investigation. Adding to the controversy, Rao's firm, Siroda India Private Limited, was allotted 12 acres in Tumkuru's Sira industrial area under the BJP-led Mumbai government in January of 2023. While BJP calls it routine, Congress alleges political favoritism. Now, with Rao's shocking allegations being made public, the case has taken an even more sensational turn. Before I go to my guests on the broadcast, let's first get a lowdown from our colleagues Rohini and Sudat on what has been the latest in this investigation as far as gold smuggling is concerned that is associated with actor Ranya Rao. A, she has not been granted bail, that bail has been denied by a special court. And secondly, that letter that she had written on March 6 to the additional director of DRI, that has now been made public.
Well, the grounds in which the special court was hearing Ranya Rao's bail application rejected her bail very clearly on the ground, saying that number one, that not only is the issue of grave concern because it involves smuggling of gold of 15 kgs gold worth more than 13 crores of rupees, but also it affected the national economy and also it had implications to the national security of the country. Now, these things are the two major important points that the court observed, apart from the fact that with the ongoing investigation that is being conducted regarding Ranya Rao, possibly her associates, and the court also observed that this could be a part of a bigger nexus that needs to be investigated as well. And based on this, the investigating agencies that have been conducting their investigation in this particular case clearly shows that it indicates that this case is very serious and there should be no cause for bail being granted. Also, the court observed that very clearly that Ranya Rao, being a person who is of influence as well, could possibly influence witnesses, could tamper with evidence, and could also flee the country. And these are the reasons why it could hamper the investigation, and on this basis as well, the bail was rejected.
Actress Ranya Rao's gold smuggling case continues to see more twists and turns ever since she was arrested by the DRI at the Bengaluru International Airport on the night of the March 3rd. Ranya Rao, in a letter to the Director General of the DRI, has alleged that the DRI officials have been physically abusing her, physically assaulting her, slapping her on multiple occasions ever since she was arrested by them at the Bengaluru International Airport. saying that they threatened her for not complying with the investigation, saying that they would expose her father, IPS officer Ramchandra Rao's name, if she did not comply with the entire investigation and make the necessary statements. She has also said that none of her statements to the DRI or to the court can be considered as it was made under immense pressure from the DRI officials. Ranya Rao has also alleged that she was perhaps falsely implicated by the DRI officials and that they were trying to protect some of her other co-passengers on the plane and that she was being implicated in this entire scandal.
Let me open this up now. Surbhi Hodigiri, who is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is with us. Shankara Guha, spokesperson of Karnataka Congress, is also joining us on the broadcast. And last but not the least, Dr. G. Srikumar Menon, who is a retired IRS officer, also former Director General, National Academy of Customs and Indirect Taxes and Narcotics. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Dr. G. Srikumar Menon, I'd first begin with you. What do you think is going on in this particular case? Now that that letter that Ranya Rao had sent on March 6th, this was just 3 days after her arrest with the DRI, she sent it to the additional director of DRI and she's claiming custodial torture. How do you think all of this is now being accessed and what does one make of these developments?
Reha, it's very common. I think she has got very good legal advice. But if you see almost all the cases, smuggling cases, it's a standard modus operandi. Under instructions from the lawyer, they would say that the statements have been taken under threat, coercion, and duress. Now, what she fails to understand is, now all the questioning is done through videography. Every question that is asked is videographed. So she can't, her allegations do not cut much ice. Now, she has to answer. Now, they say she has gone 27 times. 27 times going and coming is not a simple thing. And you just think 14.5 kg gold bars she has been carrying on her person. You try lifting 10 kg and wait for about 4 hours. So she has a lot of explanation to do. She can't get away by telling that her statements have been taken under threat and duress. She has been caught red-handed. It's not a case as though that, she has been one of the accomplices. Then it would have been a different story. She has been caught red-handed with the contraband. And she has to come up with the truth as to what were the activities going on. And Reha, also one more thing. I am very much worried about the Dubai scenario because it is not easy to get through the Dubai security.
Yes.
As you know, they have got full body scanners.
Yes.
And she would have been a sitting duck with 14.5 kg gold on her body. Metal detectors, she would never have crossed it. So it must have been an inside job. Either a cabin crew would have assisted her on board the aircraft. But even then, taking this consignment into the aircraft is a big question mark. How it cleared through Dubai security? Right. So she has a lot of things to answer for. And another thing also what I would like to tell you is, even at Bangalore airport, there has been very serious security lacked by multiple agencies. See, if you want to enter Bangalore airport now, an outsider, I'm talking about the protocol officer, Mr. Basavaraj. See, he has gone there to get entry. Though he is a uniformed officer, he will have to get first clearance from airport authority. Then he has to get clearance from CISF. Then only he enters into the customs baggage hall. And I fail to understand how the immigration did not detect, how the customs did not detect, because all of them are having independent computer systems, which would have immediately exposed her. How many times she's been going in a span of 1 month? 27 times. She's more busy than the pilot.
So, Dr. Menon, who does one ask these questions to? Is it the Congress government in the state or the government at the center altogether, considering she has been hoodwinking the customs altogether?
No, we need not bring the political angle now at this stage, because you see, if you bring the political angle, it will get completely washed off. You know what happened to the Kerala gold smuggling case? They brought in so many agencies, so many different people were brought in, all sorts of people were brought in, and ultimately nobody could do anything, and it has been almost, a written off case. That should not happen. Let us not
Okay.
bring politics into it.
Okay, but
Let not give
unfortunately, there is a whole lot of politicking that is happening here. Let me first bring in Shankara Guha, since it is your government in the state of Karnataka. This is a Kannada actor who we are looking at. How did you guys miss it?
No, no, it's not the question of somebody being an actor or a common man or something. What she has done is she has challenged the entire ecosystem of the whole country's security globally. She has defamed India to such an extent. She has damaged the entire system. Now, as rightly Mr. Menon pointed, she hoodwinked the customs, she hoodwinked the immigration authorities. Our local police, I don't know to what extent Menonji has traveled in Bangalore. Our local police who assist as far as some protocol is concerned, is they are accessible. They have accessibility to everywhere across the two terminals. So they come with you, they escort you to some point, and then they leave you. I don't know whether this gentleman Baswaraj is involved or not involved. I don't know. As of now, as soon as the incident happened, the state government formed a investigating committee, but then the central agencies came on, so we have stopped that investigation. But however, an additional chief secretary level officer has been appointed to look into this protocol lapse issue. Now, what raises an absolute concern is customs and immigration missing 27 times, even if you keep an average of 5 kgs every time.
Ask that very question, but since you are talking about the protocol officer,
And-
I want to understand from you the statement that he had given to the DRI. Is it on the basis of that statement that DGP Ramchandra Rao has been sent on a compulsory leave?
No, I don't know. I'm not privy to what the government has been doing. I'm not part of the government, but whatever it is, it was bound to happen. Ramchandra Rao should have gone on his own, but unfortunately, probably he didn't go, so he was instructed to go. Whether he has involvement in this case or not is secondary, but on moral basis, I think being a father, he should withdraw. Being in power, somewhere, I feel that prima facie he may have misused or she may have misused his authority or his position. Now, what really strikes is, again, I want to reiterate the fact that how did the central agencies miss all this? It's impossible, and the security also is handled by the central government, the CISF. Even
Surbhi, would you like to
so
take
difficult.
that? Surbhi.
I mean, it's unfair to say that the central agencies have missed something here because the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has done its job very thoroughly. And I think the understanding that they're giving us is that there are two other similar cases in Mumbai, one by UAE national and one by an unidentified national, where there has been a gold smuggling racket happening. And this is part of a larger investigation. The question I would be asking here is that which should be something that is of direct concern to a lot of people here in Karnataka, is that one, yes, Ranya Rao is related to somebody working within the Karnataka state government, and therefore might have overextended her privileges and misused her privileges. That is, the statement has come clearly on that front. The second one is that the allegation that news channels are posting on how she made calls to particular ministers. Who are these ministers? Are they involved? Are they not involved? These are all information that we will definitely come to see in the next couple of days as this investigation goes on. But I think what's important, you started off this debate talking about the various reasons that the accused is providing for leniency in terms of bail or in terms of trying to discredit the investigation. The same person went in court and spoke about how there was no torture or there was no sort of custodial bad practices that happened. So really, we should not get swayed away by this accused person's
No, that's
political
exactly what we are saying. In fact, that's why I had my colleagues put out those reports and those explainers, because we are, time and again mentioning that this letter is not today's or yesterday's letter. This letter was sent just 3 days when the actor was in the DRI custody, that is on March 6th. It has only been made public now. So if she has gone to court and claimed that there was no custodial torture, then possibly she thought better to take back the words that she had mentioned in that letter. But one more thing that I'd like to understand was a part of that letter was that she said that the officials in fact warned her that they will go and expose her stepfather's name, and if she doesn't want that to happen, then she should sign the papers that they want her to sign. How does one read that?
Well, the stepfather's name, respectfully, has already come out. So what is the what is the further what further damage can they do? The person who provides security clearances or allows for to be provided in the airport has very clearly said that this was done under the instructions of her stepfather. So I don't know what damage they're trying to prevent or reputation risk they're trying to mitigate. That's the matter at hand over here. And look,
Okay.
this is clearly a very influential person. If somebody has gone 27 times, as Mr. Menon mentioned, Dr. Menon mentioned, if somebody has gone back and forth 27 times, this has raised alarms. And mind you, the DRI came in from Delhi to ensure that this was a proper, smooth process because there were questions on the local authorities being complicit.
Not on the local authorities. There were questions on customs and immigration. Otherwise, they would have informed them.
And
Okay.
Local
local
authorities
authorities.
have nothing to do,
Dr.
my
Menon,
friend.
why do you think she has mentioned this in that letter to the DRI?
Mr. Guha, there
No,
can no.
she is actually trying to put red herring, if you ask me. See, she has to explain. It is not possible for her alone to strap 14.5 kg gold on her body. She needs somebody's assistance. She can't fool the officers like that, because we are all experienced people. We have seen this for more than 40 years, and she can't say that no, somebody came and delivered. And how? See, it is fully strapped, so neatly it has been strapped, and she has kept it on her body for more than 4 hours. Effortlessly come through the airport. And even when they confronted her, she didn't even blink an eye, is it not? She was trying to fool them very confidently. So she knows that what she is doing is wrong.
Okay,
So
so
I think
while
that
while
she's just
Dr.
bluffing.
Menon claims that there should be no politicking on this, there has been, and like at the cost of repeating myself, and Surbi, I'll like to come back to you. There was a 12-acre land allotment that was given to the company associated with Ranya Rao, and that was under the Basavaraj Bommai BJP administration in Karnataka. Of course, the Congress is claiming favoritism. But while you're pointing fingers at the Congress, claiming that her pictures with Siddharamaiah are here, this is what you should be looking at, what about the land allotment? Why not look at your own side?
Sure, that's a fair question. When the land allotment was made, and then within a particular period of time, a 30% fee had to be paid for that parcel of land, the fee was not paid, and the allotment had been cancelled. Now, had the government pushed through and given extra number of days for the payment to be made, or made some leeway to ensure that that land parcel is given without that payment, then absolutely there can be cause for some political foul play. But this was done routinely. The routine was that an application was made, an application was studied, an application was accepted. The person here did not, the company did not pay up, and the routine, the application has gone cancelled. Where is the foul play? The foul play is very visible in front of us. That I don't know why we do not keep going back to this. That news anchors and newspapers and news reporters have been saying that ministers are involved. This is a very, very bad state of affairs for the Karnataka Congress government.
No, no, no.
Who are
Just
these
because of some
ministers who are
photos,
involved? How did
what
they
claim is
provide?
this? No,
Okay,
no, no. This
I,
is
I
this
will
is a
I will let you
planted.
respond, Shankara. Yeah, Surbi, complete your point.
It's not a photo claim. It is claim that has come out, on media.
No,
Says
no.
that when
Oh,
she
oh. So
stepped out of
everything that comes on media is validated.
absolutely not. But the
No,
onus is on you to defend and
no, no,
to
no. Now the onus is on you,
Okay,
since the central
okay,
agencies are
Surbi
in
and
power.
Shankara, I request you
Since
for my voice. Let me not interject. I'll give you the time, and let Surbi complete her point. I'll give you the time to answer. Shankara, please.
it's just a matter of time, Mr. Guha, to understand whether who's involved, who's not involved, irrespective of political affiliation or affluence. The guilty must be punished. But what the citizens of the state, as well as what all responsible political parties are asking for, is a fair and an absolutely untarnished investigation, which is done correctly. That's about it.
Yeah, Shankara, please go ahead.
absolutely, I agree with your last point of a fair investigation. Now, the onus of that fair investigation is on the central agencies. Now, we know the track record of the central agencies. There's hardly 1 or 2% to conviction. That should not happen. As Menenji pointed out rightly here, there is a larger, bigger nexus. If somebody has to, you and I, cutting across, leaving our political ideologies apart, to carry 100 grams of gold, we think 100 times. we are scared to bring an iPhone. We think 20 times, what if we get caught in the customs? So when somebody is bringing, non-stop truckloads of gold, such, it has a very larger implication. There are, probably it's a part of a bigger syndicate that should be investigated in the right way. And, just because of some photo ops, you cannot point fingers here. What happened during the elections, your leader sat with some rowdy sheeters. Your leader sat with some rowdy sheeters called Silent. Tejasvi Surya was with Silent Sunila. Somebody else was with Sandro Ravi. So, does that mean that they are all rowdy sheeters? Somebody came there. So, you cannot point fingers just because of a photo click. And if at all, there is involvement, the agencies are in your hands. Right? Prove them, punish them. Who's stopping you? We have no role to play. The Congress government will give absolute cooperation wherever, however, whenever required to the central agencies. But I am reiterating the line of the party and the line of the chief minister. He has also said this. We want a time-bound investigation in this. Let this not fade away like what happened in Kerala. Over a period of time, initially there is going to be some sensationalization. All the media, everybody's going to talk of it. 1 or 2 months down
Okay.
the lane, the same person
So
is going to get a
since
bail,
the
and
ball
this
is
should not
back in
get
Dr.
lost.
Menon's court,
This should
since
not
you
get
mentioned
lost.
about the Kerala gold smuggling case, which went nowhere, here you have the Congress spokesperson who's talking about how there needs to be a timeline put on this investigation. There has been a statement, sir, that has been given by the actor in DRI custody, where she claims to have met with a man in Dubai at a particular gate at the Dubai International Airport. He had an African-American accent, she says. She was given the contraband. She was ushered into the Dubai airport. She has given all of those statements pretty late into her custody with the DRI. Do you think that's enough for implication?
I take it with a pinch of salt because, see, she says she does not know the identity of the man. Somebody came there, somebody gave her some gold and told her you carry it to India, and then somebody would come and receive it. Now, I mean, that's a very far-fetched story because she's a well-known actress and she's also a daughter, okay, stepdaughter of a very important government official in Karnataka. She would never have taken that risk of meeting a stranger. See, if you see her statement, it looks so very odd. She says, somebody called me from Dubai and told me you come. And I immediately took the flight and went there and he gave me gold. And he said, no, you go and give it in Bangalore. I mean, who will believe this cock and bull story? I am worried only about one more thing, Griha, but in earlier trips, she should not have been bringing drugs into the country. Forget about gold. She would have earned 100 times more had she brought in methamphetamine.
Absolutely, and that's possibly one of the
I'm
reasons
very
why
much
the
concerned
special
about
court
that.
rejected that bail plea, because they did say that this is a threat to national security, possibly looking at those angles as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. I'd like to thank all my guests. Remember, with the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI now probing a possible smuggling syndicate with this particular case, this case concerning Ranya Rao is unraveling into a saga of power, politics and allegations. With that, we go into a very short break.
Ignition and lift go SpaceX, go after crew 10. Copy, 1 Alpha.
Liftoff of Crew 10 now
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Space Station. We're continuing to get good callouts on the first stage performance so far.
What great timing that was. We just passed through Max Q. That's the one.
And there we have our first images of the crew inside the Dragon spacecraft. There you're getting an over-the-shoulder view.
And here they come. Crew 10 taking their first steps outside as they prepare for their journey to the International Space Station. From left to right, Kirill Peskov, Nicole Ayers, Anne McLean, and Takuya Onishi. Well, this is the second time they've done this, so when you do something a second time, Does it have the same feeling?
Yeah, you know, I think it's actually probably a little bit better for them because some of those have kind of gone through it already the first time. And so I think they're probably a little bit more relaxed, but still feeling all of that excitement and exhilaration for launch day. So I'd say it's probably...
Back live now at the launch pad as your commander and pilot walk towards the elevator after taking a look at their rocket for the second time. Heading up the launch tower.
Getting into that special elevator, and I'm not sure, I'm guessing maybe Anne will get to push that button, but it's the best button in the elevator because it says... Yeah, that seal that you were talking about, of course, incredibly important to the... That's just simply orbital mechanics. Depends on the time that you're launching, where the space station is relative to you, and all of these factors. So it, you know, it could be a very short flight and could be longer. Yeah, absolutely. I know that they are all so proud of her today. So excited for her. I never forget that first moment when you see your first all of the other astronauts and cosmonauts that are flying, and every launch, of course, is very special when it's one of your friends or colleagues, but it's
inside the astronaut office that so much attention has been given to their return.
Yeah, definitely a lot of attention too. That is what we live for, and that's really our main intent of being astronauts, is to go to space and to do science and to do vehicles, but all different aspects of the space station program. And so, you know, we accept the mission knowing what the plan is, but
tracking a roughly less than 5% chance of violation at our target liftoff time of 7:03 p.m.
Ignition and with go SpaceX, go NASA crew 10.
The vehicle is traveling just under 4,000 miles per hour.
We're just about 20 seconds away from those events that...
Copy, 2 Alpha.